and welcome back to the Midweek Check-In. Now, first things first, as I said last week, a disclaimer, I'm not here to be preachy, I'm not a professional, I'm not a coach or anything like that. I am someone who is passionate for development both professionally and personally, and I wanted to provide a short episode for anyone who needs it, to give them a moment to pause, reflect, recharge and tackle this week we're in together. Life moves fast and we always get caught up in the chaos that is life, and we forget to take a moment to ourselves. So that's what this time is for. It's a short, intentional space to share insights, inspirations, and practical tools to help you grow personally and professionally. Whether it's a mindset shift, a small habit change, or just a reminder that you're doing better than you think, these check-ins are designed to give you the midweek boost that you keep you going and finish this week strong. This week, we are looking at the midweek slump. Now, we've all been there, but there's good news. The slump doesn't have to define your week. In fact, it can be a perfect opportunity to pause, reflect, and reclaim your energy. In this episode, we're going to talk about what really causes the midweek slump, why you don't have to push through them, to tap into simple strategies to regain focus, motivation, and momentum for the rest of the week. A few weeks ago, I found myself literally staring at my computer in the office on a late Wednesday afternoon, completely stuck. I felt absolutely done in. It'd been a busy morning and lunchtime. We hadn't actually made much progress on anything, to be perfectly honest. It was one of those days where a lot of questions and things were asked and answered, but it felt like nothing major was ticked off the to-do list. But instead of forcing myself to keep going and just getting into this loop of I took a moment and just asked myself why I felt so drained at that moment in time. And I realised then and there that it wasn't because my energy wasn't not there because of work. I just hadn't taken a break all day, and it was probably a break for the few days. Moving house, doing the podcast, editing. Life was, as I've said before, was just lifing. And I'd let my mind jump from task to task, both at home, in the office, personally, professionally. And I hadn't just given myself space just to unwind and breathe, to be honest. But that small moment of awareness was a turning point that I didn't need to stop what I was doing. I didn't need to go home, didn't have to like a day off or start over or anything. I just needed to reset. And once I did, I was able to finish my week feeling really strong, really energized, and I got through the to-do list to a point that I was happy and content with. So if you're feeling stuck in your own midweek slump, I want to help you create your own reset moment. Midweek slumps aren't just about being tired, they're about a build-up of mental, emotional, and even physical strain over the last week or so. Energy is a renewable source, but only if you take the time to renew it. And that's why pushing through isn't always the solution. It really isn't the solution, actually. It just leaves us feeling more drained and more exhausted than what we were when we started. So instead, think of your energy like a fire. If you let the fire burn unchecked without tending to it, it would just eventually die out and not work. But if you take the time to add fuel, adjust the logs, occasionally let it rest to solder, and then burn it back up again and build it up, it'll just keep going, it'll keep you warm, it'll keep it strong. The same goes for us as humans. Reclaiming our energy is about pausing, identifying what's holding us back, taking small, actionable, intentional steps to just refill the tank, as it were. So let's break down something that I've had a little search up on and that you can act on right now as you listen to the episode. So it's a simple strategy that I found called the energy reset, and it takes just 5-10 minutes, but it can really shift your entire mindset for the rest of the day. So I think this is why it's important to have this in your ear, and you can do it now. So step 1, take 2 minutes to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what's draining you right now? What's one thing that you've been putting off that will give you the most relief? Write down your answers, have a think about it. Personally, I think it's always better to see it written down. So if you've got a phone, put it in your notes. If you've got a little notepad on your desk, that's fine. Write it down and see what happens. Number 2, release and recharge. So you can take one small action to just reset your energy. For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed, put the pen down, put the keyboard away, put the mouse away, turn your monitor off, whatever you're doing if you're at a desk, and just take 5 deep breaths, or stop, walk away from work for 5 minutes. Have that moment of just nothing. If you're feeling physically sluggish, stand up, have a stretch, take a short walk. Again, 5 minutes, doesn't need to be long. Go and get a coffee or something, or a cup of tea. Whatever you need to do, just stand up and move your body. If you're feeling mentally stuck, something like stepping away, doing something that is creative to you, like a hobby, like a doodle, or I don't know, if you do poetry, I don't know. Do something that's a bit creative that gets your kind of like mind going that's not to do with work. And then step 3, is reclaim your focus. Once you've done step 1 and 2, identify one small task that you can complete right there, right now, that will align with what your priorities are. Keep it really simple. Keep it really easy. It isn't about getting a brush and just knocking off your to-do list. Just one thing that will give you that quick win, restore your sense of momentum, and then you can get the ball rolling again. So I had a little look why midweek slumps happen. And this is what I could find. Again, the direct quotes, I'm going to read it. Midweek slumps often happen because we're stuck in reactive mode. We're constantly responding to emails, meetings, and demands without giving ourselves time to recover. So when you pause and reset, you break that cycle. You're moving from reacting to intentionally managing your energy. Think of it like a phone battery. If your phone battery was at 5%, you wouldn't keep using it until it died. You'd plug it in, let it recharge, and that's basically what these small energy resets do. They recharge your internal battery so that you can keep going with clarity, with purpose, with focus, and you can get back to what you need to do and get shit done, essentially. So a midweek slump isn't a failure. It's an invitation to reset. Let's shift that mindset. Let's shift the perspective. By taking just a few moments to pause, reflect, and reset, you can reclaim your energy, finish the week stronger than you started, and you don't have to wait for motivation to strike. You can create it taking small, intentional actions right now. It can happen right now and today. Thank you for tuning in to the Midweek Check-In. Next week, we'll be diving into why recognizing and owning your progress is key to building confidence and keeping your momentum going. Until then, have a great rest of your week, and I'll speak to you then.